Yo, yo, UFC Unfiltered Adults Take, back at you with another video. We got UFC London this week. Uh, gonna be a good one. Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady. I'm pretty excited for that main event as well as that co-main. Um, Before we get started, we're gonna go over last week's card. Prediction-wise, I didn't do too well. Went 5-8, record now at 53-37. For Fight Night 254, I placed 2 units. Ready for this? 2 units, came out with 7.8. Had 2 3-leg parlays that went crazy. Cashed out for over, I think one was like 2.5. No, wait. I think each was close to 3.5 units. Yeah, that would make sense. So my predictions weren't too hot last week, to say the least. We'll get started here with Guram Guladze versus Cal Fernandez. Right here, I would like to go the Brazilian. I mean, he is an underdog, plus 340, I believe. But we're going to go over Guram's last few fights here. Most of his wins come from KO. Got 1 sub win and 1 sub loss. He beat Jordan Vucinic in his debut. It was a good fight. Jordan also fighting on this card. I'm pretty excited. I think he's going to turn around and get a win here. Yikes. I'm not, as much as I want to go. Guram is just such a high favorite in this fight. I really wanted to go with him, but now after looking at this, I mean, his debut fight was against Gamrot. Somehow beat him. Turns around and loses to 2 people I don't know, and then another guy who's not in the UFC that I don't know. Not looking hot for him here. So he's 2-2 in the UFC. Fernandez, a lot of his wins come from KO. 5 wins KO, 2 sub wins. Only has 1 fight in the UFC, or 2 in the UFC. He's got a win and a loss against 2 people I don't really know. Solid record here. He was supposed to fight Jared Gordon. I forgot about that. That would have been a really good one. Oh, yeah, that's the one that got canceled back in February. Oh, dude. That's unfortunate. So, yeah, originally I was, not going to lie, I was going to ride Guram here, but I think I'm going to go Cal Fernandez. I hope I'm not wrong. All right, so we're going Cal here. All right, on to the next fight. We've got Nathan Fletcher versus Colin Lafron. Nathan Fletcher and Lafron fought in their amateur days. Yeah, Fletcher came out with a win on top. I just got done watching that fight yesterday. He came out on top with a unanimous win right here. It was, most of it was a ground game kind of fight. Like, he was just on top of him most of the time, didn't really attempt anything. He's coming off a win off of Ramaska. Triangle choke. So he got some submission skills here. I'm definitely going to be straight betting that prop for sub. Lost to Khan Ofly, but Ofly is pretty good. Let's be real here. That was an Ultimate Fighter. I'm going to be riding Nathan Fletcher here. He's also got Patty the Batty in his corner. I'm not too heavy on these Irish guys. He's got a solid amount of KO wins. I mean, he's got power. I know that. I've watched some of his fights, but can he put that power intact? Like, he lost to Taylor Lapilus and Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley's not even in the UFC anymore. He got cut. Same with Taylor Lapilus. Yeah, I'm really not too hype on Lafron here, to say the least. So we're gonna be going Nathan Fletcher the second fight. I'm not gonna do too much research for this girl fight. I listened to some other people's predictions. Most people are going Shauna Bannon, but I'm gonna be riding Pua Tomar here. She's an underdog at plus 140. whatever you do, don't take my advice when it comes to women fights, because these fights are like 50-50 every single way they go. Like, anything could happen. And most of the time they're boring. Except for last week. We had some crazy knockouts last week. On to this next fight. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Andre Pulyav. Christian Duncan, he's a minus 600 favorite here. He's got some good wins. I want to say he beat MVP. Not MVP. Why did I say that? He lost to Arman Petrosian and Gregory Rodriguez. Arman, did he get cut too? I think he did. I'm not sure. He's a pretty good striker, kickboxer as well. Gregory Rodriguez, we all know that he is a freaking beast. He's a freaking beast, dude. I don't know how he lost that last fight though. That was unfortunate. Other than that, he's coming off of 2 KO wins after that loss, or before that loss. I'm pretty heavy on Christian Leroy Duncan. He's a solid striker. He's kind of exciting to watch. Pulyav, I believe he is a grappler. He's got 2 sub wins, 5 KO wins. He's coming off of a 5-win streak, but this is his debut here. I'm not too heavy on debuts after that. Like, he's coming off a decision win from his Contender Series fight. 60% of UFC fighters in their debut lose. So I'm not sticking my head out for anybody who's in their debut. Best believe I'm going Christian Leroy Duncan here. All right, and then on to this next fight. Mick Parkin versus Marcin Tybura. I've got Mick Parkin by KO. He also trains with Tom Aspinall. I really hope he comes in this fight week looking in better shape. I haven't really watched many videos related to this fight week or this fight camp, but he's a pretty hefty striker. Tybura, I can see him getting put away, 2nd round knockout. If he is able to, I could see him getting some takedowns and attempting a sub, but I really I don't see that happening. So I'm taking Mick Parkin here by a home run. On this next fight, I think this one is going to be pretty interesting. A lot of people are going for Kavanaugh, but I think Santos might be able to get done here. Those Brazilian dudes, they might come away with a sub. But I don't know, man. This is a tough one, but I'm riding with Kavanaugh here. He's got a good gas tank, some striking power, as you can see. He's got most of his wins come from KO, if not decision. I don't see Santos getting knocked out, that's for sure. Yeah, his only KO in the UFC was his Contender Series fight, and his last one was a decision win. Santos, I could see him putting up a good fight, but I really see this going Kavanaugh's way by the decision. I best believe I will be throwing a Santos sub straight bet. Although he's 1-2, taking a loss to Andre Lima. Andre Lima just won last week via sub. Hey, might see a sub here. He fought Manel Cape. That dude is almost unbeatable in this class, this weight class. So yeah, I'm heavy on Santos, but I'm not riding with Santos. Like, just because I'm not selecting him to be my prediction to win doesn't mean I won't bet on him. I'm definitely going to toss a Felipe by sub straight bet. So I recommend you guys tail that. So I'm going to go Kavanaugh there. Jai Herbert versus Chris Padilla. This is going to be the most exciting fight of the night, no doubt. Jai Herbert is the only person that I've seen be able to scrap with. Why can't I think? He's irrelevant. Not Jai Herbert, the guy I'm talking about. Ilya Taporia. I'm just playing. Don't be getting on my case. I'm pretty flabbergasted by the fact that everyone and their mothers thinks that Ilya deserves a title shot at Islam just because he bumped classes. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. Maybe get mean, you could fight Charles, then possibly get a shot, but I think you need at least 2 fights in that class before you get a shot at Islam. Just my opinion, but that's my 2 cents. So he's fought Moicano, Topuria, Ferez Ziam. Those are all 3 of his best competitions, if I'm being honest. Some of these other guys, their names don't really ring bells. But he put up a good fight against Topuria and then got knocked out in the second round. But he had Ilya bloody. Ferez Ziam, he's a pretty good fighter as well. And then obviously Moicano, no doubt about that. That's easy money Moicano. Um, yeah, I mean he's got striking power. He's got length. He's got length to those arms. 3-4-1 in the UFC. 1 or 2 more losses, I see him getting stripped of his contract. I'll tell you that. He's an exciting fighter to watch, though. I'll give him that. But I'm gonna be riding Padilla here. Padilla's exciting. He only has 2 fights in the UFC, but man, he made the most of them. Most of his wins coming off KO and then subs. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a sub this fight. James Lontop, rear naked choke, hit him with it. I actually just watched James fight last night. Somehow he came away with a win and won his belt back in Fusion Fighting League. Was not a good fight. Like I felt like he was getting killed the entire time and somehow won. Rongzhu, Doctor Stoppage, KO. That was a nasty one. Padilla was eating him up with that elbow. He's a pretty aggressive fighter. And he's only 29. Dude has a lot of juice left in him. So I'm going to be riding Taco Padilla here. And then on to Morgan Charrier versus Nathan Wood. This is one of those fights where I'm not really sure what I want to do, but I'm going to go Morgan here. We're going to support the France guy. 12 wins by KO. I could either see him finishing Nathan Wood by KO in the first round. If not, I could see it going to decision. Most of his losses are coming from a decision loss, so hopefully he has the stamina to pull it off. 2-1 in the UFC. He knocked out Gabriel Miranda second round. Chepe Mariscal, decision loss. I mean, that's not a bad loss. Chepe's pretty good. He's a hefty fighter. I don't know that guy. Man, most of his fights aren't even in the UFC. That's unfortunate. I'd like to know more about this guy. I did some tape study, but I honestly didn't do much on this guy. Let's see his competitor, Nathan Wood. I know Tapology people have him predicted to win, but I don't know, man. Okay. Jeez, he's got a whole freaking gauntlet of wins. 7 KOs, 7 decision wins, and 6 submissions. Man. 8-3 in the UFC. Let's see his Alright, so he's got a decision win of Charles Jourdain. John Castaneda decision win. He's been in the fight game for quite a while. Since 2018, okay. Well, the UFC since 2018. I'm not seeing too many names that are familiar. Andre Fili, decision win. Man, this is a tough one. Alright, so I could either see Morgan getting a KO win or Nathaniel Wood decision. I'm going to ride Morgan here, but I will be betting Nathaniel Wood by decision. Or this is literally like a prop. So either Morgan wins by KO or Wood wins by decision. Check for that in your props, but I'm going Morgan here. Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan. This is Jordan's second fight in the UFC, other than his Contender Series fight. Or no, wait. Okay, I'm wrong. He didn't even have a Contender Series fight, apparently. He just lost to Guram in his debut. But, I mean, it was a close... I mean, I don't know how close it was. I watched it, but I don't really remember. All I really remember was seeing all his freaking tattoos. Like, look at this guy. He is yadded out. He's got some striking power. Most of his wins come from sub. Best believe I'm gonna toss a little parlay on a sub there. 2 wins by KO. Dude's got power. If you watch that fight, he's got some power. Chris Duncan also has power. I really can see this fight going either way. A lot of people are going against Chris Duncan, but dude, his nickname's not the problem for no reason. Literally, 7 of his wins come by KO. Look at that. 3-1 in the UFC. Balaji guillotine choke. Guillotine's my go-to. Manuel Torres lost. I bet that was a good fight. Just kidding. He lost in the first round. Omar Morales decision win. So two of his wins in the UFC come from decision. One comes from a sub. Yeah, I don't really see Chris Duncan winning this, but I might bet for this fight to end by KO. If not, Jordan by sub would be a nice prop. Molly McCann, she's a fan favorite, versus Alexia Tanara. I'll let you know right now I'm going Tanara. I'm going to be going for that sub. Literally 6 subs by win, 4 by decision. Her only fight in the UFC was the Contender Series, so this will be her debut. I really hope she isn't one of the 60% of people who lose in their debut. That'd be upsetting. Molly McCann, we all know she's a dog. 6 KO wins, 7 decision wins, 7-6 in the UFC. Not looking too hot. She's 2-3 in her last 5 UFC fights, coming off of 2 losses to some pretty good competition fighters, Aaron Blanchfield and Bruno Brazil. I could really see this fight either going to decision or end in sub. But I'm gonna. What is this? I don't want to see all that. I have Alexia on a cycle parlay to win by sub, so we'll see when I get to my bets later. But I'm going Alexia here. She seems like a dog. Kevin Holland versus Gunnar Nelson. If you know me, you know I don't like betting on Kevin Holland, but he's fighting a guy who's coming off a 2-year tri spell. Dude hasn't fought in 2 years. Kevin Holland back down to the middleweight class where he belongs. He's let me down a handful of times. I don't like betting on him, so I may stay away from that. But I think I'm going to predict. Man, it's so hard seeing all these losses. I mean, he's fought good competition, but it just goes to show that he's not that good. I mean, he can be, but he's just not. Like, De Ritter, sub first round. Roman Dolidze broke his rib in the first round. Michael Page, decision. I was actually at that fight, Michael Venom Page. I think that was his debut. Watched him dance around Kevin Holland. That was just ugly. Jack Della Maddalena, split decision fight. I did not watch that. Michael Chiesa, he's kind of falling off the path. Stephen Thompson and Kamzat, both high-level fighters, but Stephen retired, so is what it is. Man, it's going to be tough, but I'm riding with him. I don't suggest you ride with him. I'm just making my predictions. I'm not too high on him. Gunnar Nelson, he is a grappler, but I mean, he has been on for 2 whole years or so. So, as you just seen right here, he's got 14 wins by sub, 10 fights in the UFC. We're going to count how many came from sub. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, someone's calling me. Alright, so he's got a handful of subs in the UFC. And man, is it going to be hard to bet against this guy. But again, he hasn't been in a fight since 2023 around this time. coming off a armbar win. But again, he's losing to high-level fighters and beating guys that I've never really watched before or even heard of. So I'm just gonna have to hope Kevin Holland gets it done here. Very unfortunate that it comes down to this. I really didn't want to see Kevin Holland in a fight this soon. Carlos Ulberg versus Jan Blachowicz. I got to see Carlos Ulberg at UFC St. Louis knock out Alonzo Menafield. That was a beautiful sight to see. Jan, he's getting pretty old. He's like 42 years old, and Carlos is like 34. This is going to be a good fight. Either I see Carlos Ulberg winning via KO. I'd be impressed if he somehow keeps his stamina up and can pull off a decision win. But dude's a beast. Dude's a beast. Look at this. Look at this. He's got one loss since to Kennedy, and that was in his debut. He was looking good in that fight, and then just got hit with a hook. There's not much else to say about Carlos Ulberg. Watch some of his film, and you'll know what I mean, dude. He's got hammer fists. Jan, one of the only dudes to beat Pereira. Or no, wait. What am I saying? He lost to Pereira, but he took him to decision, and he took him down, I believe. Sorry, guys. I didn't watch that fight. Man, I already know my cousin's going to text me, dude, you're such a casual. You don't even know what you're talking about. It's been a long day, all right, bud? Get off my case. What I meant to say is the only guy that ever took Magomed to a decision. Because I want to say, yeah, Magomed has no losses. Or no, he does have a loss to Paul Craig. But he did go to the draw with Jan. That's what it was. Sorry. Been a long day, like I said. But I don't know if it's John or Jan. I'm going to go with Jan. But dude's not an active fighter. He hasn't fought since 2023, and he lost to Pereira, and before that it was 2022. Dude's getting old. There's no way. And then got a leg injury. Or was it Rakic that got the leg injury? I'm not sure. I've only been watching UFC for probably 3 years, and I didn't watch as many fights as I do now, but yeah, this is not going his way. Bro's 42 years old. Unless he gets a takedown and keeps Ulberg on the ground for the whole fight somehow, he's not winning. I'm going Ulberg by KO here. Then on to the next and last fight in the main event, got Sean Brady versus Leon Edwards. If you're going with Edwards, you're wild. Bro has staph infection. I'm going with Sean Brady here via decision. Dude's hungry. He really wants this. He's coming off of quite a few wins. Coming off to a loss to Bilal. It's kind of sad to see him get knocked out by the most boring champ ever, but it was about 3 years ago, so we're going to put it past him. He hasn't been as active, but he's picking up on his fights. He had 2 fights last year. Oh, wait, no. Looks like this was a grappling tournament or something. That's interesting. Never seen that. Beat Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns getting old. He doesn't really belong in the UFC anymore. He may have. There's no way he retired. Nah, bro's 38. He's got to go. Look at all these losses, dude. Look at this. You know, the last win he had was against Jorge Masvidal. That is embarrassing. Dude, I'm just waiting for my cousin to text me and tell me I'm a casual. Once this video uploads, watch. Leon Edwards, he's a dog, but bro's got staph infection. I don't think he has the dog in him anymore, to be honest. Like, he was a dog, but after that kick, he just doesn't have dog in him. 14-3 in his UFC career. Coming off a loss to the most boring fighter. See, both these fighters' last losses are is against the most boring champion ever. So, like, I don't want to bash Bilal because my MMA coach's coach trains with Bilal, so I'm not gonna go too hectic on him. I mean, he's a champ for a reason, but he's just not as entertaining as I'd hope. So yeah, I'm gonna have to ride with Sean Brady here. I just think he's more hungry for this win. He hasn't had that title, and I don't see Leon Edwards getting that anytime soon. So yeah, that's my predictions. I'll run back over one more time. Got Fernandez, Nathan Fletcher, Pooja Tomar, Christian Leroy Duncan, Mick Parkin, Kavanaugh, Padilla, Morgan, Jordan, Alexia, Kevin, Carlos, Sean Brady. You heard it here. All right, let's go over some of my notes and my bets. I already put a few bets in, so I'll just get done with this quick. The video's already at 25 minutes. I've got 2 cycle parlays. Mick Parkin by KO, Alexia Tanara by sub, Lonier Kavanaugh by decision. That's good payout right there. I'm gonna put half a unit on this. Mick Parkin. These are all money lines. Mick Parkin, Fletcher, Padilla, Morgan, and Sean Brady. I don't know if I'm gonna ride Morgan on this bet just because I'd rather hit the bet than possibly not. One, I'm definitely gonna put a unit on this. Sean Brady, Chris Padilla, and Michael Parkin. Whatever you do, don't put all of your bets or don't put all your money on like one certain person, or you're gonna regret it, as I have. My other cycle parlay: Kevin Holland KO, Chris Padilla by sub, Nathan Fletcher by decision. I like that. I cooked that up myself. And then one of my other bets: Morgan, Carlos Olberg, Kevin Holland, Michael Parkin, and the Fletcher fight to go the distance. Again, don't do what I'm doing, putting Michael Parkin on every bet, because next thing you know, he's just going to get freaking slept or subbed. That's all I got for you guys. We're already at almost 30 minutes on this video, a little longer than I was hoping for, but we switched it up a little bit. We went over together. I showed you guys this Tapology and everyone's record and their last few fights. I usually don't do it, but my cousin, I'm telling you, dude, he'll be on my case telling me, dude, you're such a casual, bro. Like, get in depth, dude. Saying these people, like, have similar size and stuff. Like, dude. All right, Ethan. All right, big tough guy. All right, I'm getting tired, y'all. I'm sore. Started hitting the gym again lately. My pecs are... Feel me? All right, that's what I got for you guys. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll be placing more bets, and I will place them in the comments. So be on the lookout for those. These bets I've already placed, I'll leave in the comments as well, just so you guys have a better idea. Instead of listening to what I have to say, you can take a look for yourself. Like, subscribe, comment, share the video, leave feedback. Nobody ever leaves me comments on what they think will happen versus my ideas, so I need feedback, y'all. If you don't think Molly McCann is going to lose to Alexia, leave a comment. Let me know, you know? If you think Kevin Holland's going to get subbed by Gunnar Nelson like I possibly think could happen, let me know. I'm going to straight bet Gunnar Nelson to win by submission. But just because I bet that doesn't mean I'm predicting it to happen, alright? Y'all get the gist, alright? Yeah, you get it. You get what I'm saying. Alright, that's what I got for you guys. Have a good night. Stay blessed. God bless you guys. Watch the entire video if you're a real one. Share it. Tail my bets. Message me if you got me on socials. Just stay tuned. I really hope this is a good card. I'm excited. It's predicted to be one of the most exciting fight cards of this year so far. So, hope you guys enjoy and win some coin. Take it easy. That was a fail.